and welcome to Shit Moms Won't Say. My name is Jess Ader-Ferretti, and I will be your host. With me today, as promised, is one of my favorite human beings on the planet. You met her mom last time. In addition to being one of my favorite human beings, and I sort of let the cat out of the bag, she is the mother to my future son-in-law.
Yep.
Sorry, everyone. In addition to that, she is probably the most laid-back, chill mama, one of the best resources my wife and I have had since we had Lily. In addition to that, she is also a hell of a performer and a lifestyle photographer. Before we get into it, I would love to know, what does lifestyle mean?
Lifestyle is like capturing life, I guess.
How dare you? So now, if I'm sitting on my couch like this, is this life?
It's life, sure.
Would you pose me like this necessarily?
Sure.
I see. That's a no. Okay, so lifestyle capturing life, incredible.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like when you have your wedding, right, and they're like, put the veil over both of you, like, that's fake. Don't do that.
That's fake style.
Yeah. I like to capture, like, the moments that people don't think I'm capturing.
Okay.
So it's the candid, you want to remember life the way it was at the time, as opposed to, like, what we've constructed it to be.
That's why she's one of the best. She really knows her shit. I think that it's going to be really important for everybody to understand our friendship.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a game before we get into the Big Mom 3. And it's called Too Fucked Up to Be a Parent? Question mark?
Yes.
So here's how they get resounding
End
yes.
of game.
Game over. Forget it. You know what? End tape and we're done. Here's how it goes.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. And the only thing that you have to tell me is, are the people in the scenarios, us, too fucked up to maybe now be parents?
Yeah.
Okay. Scenario number 1.
They're making up, obviously.
These are not. Right. These never happen.
Never happened.
These never happened. Scenario number 1. There are 2 people, us, sitting on one side of a room, across from 2 other people who maybe aren't even 6 feet apart from us, and now those 2 people are strangers. They're my wife and her husband.
Hypothetically. Allegedly.
If those people were us, and let's say they were very drunk, and I wouldn't say not super high,
Yeah.
and they were whispering very loudly, but really thinking that the people that they were whispering about couldn't hear them at all.
Yeah.
Too fucked up to be a parent?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Terrific.
Yes. Who would let those people be parents?
And certainly not good parents.
No.
They're trash parents.
Sorry, I have like one piece of hair that's like attacking my
That would
eyeball that
infuriate
everyone
Do
sees
you want me to
just
pull
like
it out?
I don't know.
Maybe
Like, you know
rip
when you
it
don't know
out.
where it is, you're like just
I end
hitting
up
yourself
doing one
in
of
hopes.
these, and it's never
Which is like
flattering.
sly the first time you do it, but like the 10th time they're like, what is on her
And then
forehead?
you start doing the pick,
Yeah.
you know, and you just hope.
Like you just hope that you're gonna grab something.
You really hope.
So we're good.
Second scenario, a set of friends buy a house. Perhaps we're at that house right now.
Right.
They have a housewarming party.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. And people start leaving for the night.
Yeah.
And someone, you, may or may not be very drunk. And when people are saying, what a beautiful time, what a beautiful house, and someone's response is, thank you so much. It's a beautiful house. Is that person too fucked up to be a parent?
Yes, but also a very compassionate parent. It lays the groundwork for a compassionate.
Okay, that's
Parenthood.
fair. We have a baseline.
Sure.
And then the third and final scenario that I think will really put the nail in the coffin. 4 grown-ass adults go to the diner after a night of whatever, and the only male in the group, your husband Sean, throws up in his mouth a little bit while ordering, and I'll do an impression.
Yes,
so the waitress comes over and asks Sean what he wants. I mean, this
Allegedly.
man, what he wants, and the response was, "I'll have an English muffin." And then the waitress says, with butter, and with a little bit of vomit in his mouth, he says,
Not even words.
not even words, too fucked up to be a parent?
Yep.
Incredible. Thank you for playing.
So we know our credentials are really good.
We have
for
really
this.
high credentials. But what's incredible is that I would say we're both pretty good parents.
I think so. I think you're killing it.
And we have toned it down a lot. I think we should show off
Oh, yes.
what is in your mug that I have provided Free.
Free, yes. It's in my contract. It's Diet Dr. Pepper.
As is mine.
And I would just like to say that had this been a few years ago, it would be like a rocket fuel or like a loaded Corona.
A homemade rocket fuel, as you once saved the day when it rained out on Memorial Day.
That was English muffin.
That was English muffin.
Yeah.
Which we were not, it was not us.
I apparently tried to poison my husband.
He deserved it. He totally deserved it. Sean has that kind of face, like a face you want to poison.
Yeah, he's Irish. He thinks he can't get drunk, and then
he can't get drunk. He can't get burnt. All of it. He's
right.
A mess. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do Big Mom 3. 10 weeks of good marriage. Very
prove
pale.
him wrong constantly.
You're very pale. Your son is see-through.
Yes.
As is my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. You put them in the pool together.
There's a lot of prep work.
You could just see right down to the bottom. Right.
It's a lot of prep work to get any of them in the pool.
It's
like a zinc bath, and then we switch children to be like, did I get every spot on my child?
Can you see? Yeah, perfect. Okay, Big Mom 3. Let's do
Hit
it.
me.
So, first question.
Yeah.
Did you always know you wanted to be a parent?
Yes. 100%. I think from being the oldest in like my family, so I have 2 younger sisters who I'm sure my mom has bashed us.
She did bash you.
So I'm sure
I think she called you guys bitches.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not wrong.
I actually think I called you an asshole, and then she said that you were a good asshole.
That's actually really
I said,
nice.
what a nice kind
That's
of
really
asshole to
nice,
have. I
yeah.
said, I wish I had a good
Yeah.
asshole, right?
What? I don't know. I'm thinking about what would be considered a good asshole. Like,
I think
is
you're
it
a good-
bleached? Is it? I don't know. Is it waxed?
Maybe it's both.
I would say so. I would say that a good
Or maybe
asshole. I
maybe
don't
it's
know.
just bleached because it's just good, right? Like
Yeah.
I would say
An
waxed
exceptional
is great.
asshole.
Waxed and bleached is like, you know when you look at real estate and there's like diamond
Yes.
and like good and
Oh,
mint
yes.
and all those categories. Like I think diamond is like
Yes.
bleached, waxed, and very tiny.
Very tiny.
A very small
Very
asshole.
tiny asshole.
Terrific. So you
So-
always knew you wanted
Yes.
to be a mom.
With that being
and
said, I
what?
always wanted to be a mom. No,
And
I
did
did
Jamie come out of your very good ass? Oh, I see.
It felt like it. Felt like it at the end. I was like, I can't do anymore.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I wouldn't know. I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's- oh,
I didn't.
yeah.
I just witnessed what I think is a murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think in ways it's worse. You watched it. Okay, I've thought about this. I think it's worse that you as a woman watched it.
My vagina has not stopped hurting.
Yeah.
In 9 months.
Because I feel like if I saw what happened to my own vagina,
no, you'd never bounce
I would
back.
never bounce back.
It's, I mean, I've said it all the time. It was like witnessing a murder. Like the first
Yeah.
words that Lily heard me say were "whoa," because there was just blood
Yeah.
everywhere. Worth it.
Yeah, Sean will never. He's too much of a gentleman to discuss my birth.
I'll get to that one.
Yeah, but you've seen. He's like, it was fine.
It was a really
like,
nice
I think
day.
he's
It was a beautiful
suppressing.
day. It was a
I think
beautiful
he's
day.
suppressing his feelings.
I think if he doesn't, it'll be like a little bit of vomit in his mouth.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yes, exactly.
Okay, question number 2 in the Big Mom 3.
Yes.
And this is one of my favorite questions, and
Okay.
I'm like shaking with your answer.
Okay.
But I have an asterisk that I'll add at the end. What is the most backhanded and or shittiest piece of advice you've ever gotten from another mother? And can you please do it in like a really shitty mom's voice?
Yes. Okay. I have to
Thank
think of
you.
the worst. It wasn't given to me, but I saw it given to another mom. Does
Fair,
that count?
absolutely.
Okay. So I was at like a library group because that's my social life now
Ew.
before quarantine. And I made friends with the mom sitting next to me, and her son must have been 3 months old. I mean, newborn baby.
Okay.
And you could tell, like, the first time I brought Jamie to a mom group, it was like he was 3 months old, and I was terrified to be around any sort of germ or any sort of
Well, and
anything.
then and also the
yeah, even
pandemic,
before all of this. So you just see her, like, I don't know, I felt like I wanted to put her at ease, like, hey, you're safe, we good, like, we're good. I bathed him.
We're fine.
Yeah, I pretty much didn't bathe, but that's, I won't touch your kids.
Still haven't.
I still haven't, yeah. So, and this woman just walks by, her toddler was teeter-tottering around, and she looks at her and points to the pacifier, is like, you have to wean him off that. You have to wean him off that.
Thank you.
I was like, and my eyes must have fallen out of my head because I was like, he's a newborn baby. He's a newborn baby. That's the prime time to use a pacifier.
I would have taken it out of her mouth and stuck it into her poor quality
Yes.
asshole.
Like, if the mom was having the pacifier, maybe it's time to tell her to wean off.
Sure. I would.
Okay. But like a 3-month-old baby, like that's what pacifiers are made for.
Not
Especially
according to her.
you gotta wean him off that. Like, first of all, no one asked you, Karen. Like, not one person asked you. Like, then secondly, like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. Is the baby hurt? No. Is the baby
You're hurting
upset?
him.
Like,
You hurt him with that
on.
binky. Stop hurting your son with a binky.
you really gotta wean him off that.
You really have to.
You have to get the fuck up out of here. I looked at her, I was like, no.
I don't.
She looked at me with like her sleep deprived eyes and she was like, I'm like, no. No. Punch her. No.
Hit her in the
Don't
face.
listen to her.
Hit her right in the face.
Like, you know that level of newborn where you're like, did I hallucinate that or did that actually
sure.
just happen? And that was the look on her face because you know it like well. You see that her mom experience it. I was like, this bitch. I have no patience for any mom that makes another mom feel inadequate. Zero
What do you think
patience
this
for
show
it.
is
Yeah,
for? It's like,
zero
it's
patience.
incredible.
Like, if your kid is happy, healthy, and safe, everyone else can get fucked. Like, that's it. Like, I don't care. Like, you know your kid better than anybody else.
Of course.
And if people, like, well, my kid always did this. Well, my kid's not your kid.
So I shouldn't try to parent Jamie.
I mean, go for it.
Okay.
I mean, go for it.
You heard it here. I have permission
You
to
have
parent her
permission.
kid.
It's fine. But I'm saying, like, I just hate. Moms have it hard enough as it is. Putting any mom down to make yourself feel better is like, you do not belong here. Like, that is not my kind of mom. I'm not into
Anti-club.
it. No,
You're
I don't.
anti-mom club. I totally agree.
I can't deal with that. Like, everyone is doing the best they can, and you help each other by being supportive and giving advice when asked.
Preach.
Like when asked.
Did you hear that? If you are asked a question, you may respond to it, and you must immediately follow it with, "It worked for me,"
Yeah. Yup.
and with that kind of like
Hey,
nonchalance.
like I
of,
can tell you what worked. Well, I
worked
did
for
that.
us. I don't know.
I do that for when Katie asks me
All
all
the
the time. Like, hey, I can tell you what worked for me, but like, do you, man?
Mm-hmm.
But
And
like,
most
this
of
is
the
what
shit
works.
works for us too.
Right, but like, that's okay. And if it didn't,
That's okay.
yeah. Like, I
You're
hate
not
when
gonna
people
shame
are
us.
like, well, they should be doing this at this stage. Like, should they? Should they? No.
Oh my god.
No, I don't.
Poor guy.
I have no patience for that.
I know. Moms are bitches.
Yeah.
I think I said that in the episode with your mom too, and I think maybe that's going to be something that'll come out of my mouth in every episode, and it'll be
Yeah.
uncontrollable. It's not planned. It's
It shouldn't
just,
be.
I mean it.
Let it out.
I mean it.
I think that should be your
and
first T-shirt. Moms are bitches.
Moms are bitches. Who would buy it? Show of hands. Party one. Terrific.
That's all you need.
Okay, and question number 3. What is one skill and or, like if you want to call it a superpower, because I know it's like mom lingo, that you had before becoming a mom that you feel like has really helped you as a mom?
Well, it's funny because my thought is, my whole life I felt that my weakness was that I'm too sensitive about things. Like I take things too personally, and things hit me hard for whatever. Like all things.
Would you say you're like an empath, or you're just like
Yeah, I mean,
sensitive person?
I think so. If not, I'm just very incredibly sensitive. Like I take everything personally. It's not my favorite thing about myself, but I think even before becoming a parent, I had found a place to put it where I treat it as my strength as opposed to my weakness.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, as part of self-acceptance, right, is taking the things that you can't change about yourself and learning to love them, right? So that was one of the things I feel like I worked hard on mentally, was to feel good about being sensitive. And I think it became my parent as a superpower because I always try to put myself in my son's shoes, right? So, like, if he's fussing or if he's uncontrollably upset, right, I think, well, I'm not like, well, I'm annoyed, I'm exhausted, I have to get dinner on the table, I have to do it. Like, it's not about me, right? It's so easy to think like, well, I'm frustrated. Okay, but why is my kid frustrated? And 9 times out of 10, if I take a second, I can figure out what's bothering him and I can help him. You know what I mean?
Heard it here first,
Mhm.
folks. She's a really good mom, no matter how drunk she can get.
Yes. I'm a really good drinker, I'm a really good mom. At the same time, no, I'm not.
And neither
And
of us
CBS
really
comes to my
even
house.
drink anymore, which
No.
is astonishing. It's
I know.
I hope like everybody understands like what that means. That neither of
I'm
us.
glad that we did. Like, I'm glad that we got it out of our
We
system.
did. We did the
Yeah,
right thing.
we
did.
I never can look back and be like, well, I should have partied harder.
I don't think I could have like literally partied any harder.
No, like I forgot to put the Sprite in our margaritas,
You did forget to.
and I
put
tried to
the-
poison us.
Which,
all.
by the way, is a hot tip. Why don't you hot tip that real quick?
Hot tip: poor man's margarita. You're gonna put beer in your margarita, so it's tequila, beer, a can of the frozen limeade, and for the love of God, do not forget Sprite.
It's great.
Do not. I sent Katie to bed at like 8:30.
She did, and then she said, and I should have put this in our game. It's her house.
It's her house. She can go to bed.
nap.
Don't
tell
tell
her
her she can't sleep.
She can sleep wherever she wants.
her house.
It's her house.
Thank you.
My house is beautiful. Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. so that escalated. So you have a lot of like cool things, and candidly, I've planned nothing because Katie and I can talk for hours. This will be about a half hour. I won't make you listen to us for an hour unless you want to, but then you have to
gotta pay extra for that.
Yeah, it's paid. This is a new paid service. That's the subscription. This is like Hulu, and that would be Hulu Live.
Hulu Plus.
Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus Plus. That's like Diamond Hulu.
Yes.
That's Diamond shit moms won't say.
I love how we have like the hierarchy of our gifts to the world here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining
Starting
us.
with my asshole,
gift.
ending with my conversation.
And your hot margarita tip,
Yes,
do not forget.
you're so welcome. Tag me in your margaritas.
Ridiculous. But please do, because I'd love to see how many people do it. Just
Tag
stop
shit moms.
fucking tagging me in margaritas. I don't drink anymore. So I think I'm gonna total non-sequitur,
Sure.
but you have like this really cool story that I think people should hear.
Sure.
So you are super open about you had an eating disorder.
Mhm.
I guess you were like teen to 20.
I mean, for as long as I can remember. I mean,
As long as you can remember.
I can think back to purging when I was in second grade. Like that's my first memory of purging.
nuts.
Yeah,
Wow.
as like a coping skill that I didn't realize.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
it's incredible. Like your journey with that's been amazing.
Yeah, especially being plus sized, it's really easy to discredit someone's experience with eating disorders, not knowing like what their body has been through and what led their body to be in the current form that it's in. But I'm super open about it because I feel like a lot of illness, eating disorders are fueled by silence, and if you
Yeah.
allow it to silence, then it takes over. So I've always just been really open about it because that's how you break the cycle, you know.
That's awesome. That's great.
yeah.
You have this like amazing story. So I mentioned Katie as a performer. That's how a lot of people you'll see on here are either connected through theater
Yeah.
or in some regard, or maybe not at all, and that's okay too. But like get into it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Although it's a
Or watch it.
badass
Support
hobby
it.
right now. Support live arts if you can. You played Jenny in a show called It Should Have Been You.
Yeah.
Jenny is probably she's one of the few like plus size leading women where like it's a central part of the story.
Yeah, because without it being prefaced, apparently plus size women can't feel any deep feelings an ingenue feels, supposedly.
Of course not. They can just sing very loud.
Yeah, they sing very
Is that
loud and they're
science?
really
And
good at
bigger
being
women sing very
They
loud.
sing loudly and they're only sidekicks. They never fall in love or have a romance or any. It's crazy that if once you get an ass, you like can't feel anything. It's crazy. It just bounces right off it. It's wild.
Wow.
Long Island Theater.
Hashtag Long Island Theater. Hashtag Broadway. We
And
don't
then
know.
hashtag I was never cast again.
Yikes. But what's amazing about this story is, so you and your mom, who you guys had literal honor of meeting your mom on
She's
Monday.
the best.
Like, she's a wild ride.
She's the
She's
best.
incredible.
You learn
You-
from the best, man.
You do. You
I did.
totally
No, I
do.
did.
Like, this was something that you and your mom, though, had some type of disconnect on through, maybe not disconnect, but
Yeah,
like some
I
type
think
of,
that
something.
I think women in general struggle with their body. I haven't met a
Sure.
woman. I mean, men too, but because there have been so many women in my life, I see it more.
Well,
so.
how many times have I checked myself out in the camera? to
Yeah,
make
that's
sure,
my pillows in front of me
know,
nicely.
right,
No,
like,
but
you can't
it's,
see this.
yeah, it's. I have yet to meet a woman who doesn't struggle with their body image in some way, shape,
Yeah.
or form, right? And I think what my mom wanted for me was to not have to feel that struggle. So she, when I was younger, tried to keep me on track with my weight, to protect me, to keep me from
Yeah.
having to feel those things. Like, my mom did nothing wrong. You know, like, I say this to my husband all the time, is that you do the best you can as a parent, knowing that no matter what, your kid's going to be in therapy talking about you.
I feel like you never make the second best decision that you believe for your kid.
Right. Yeah,
You're always get therapy rocks.
Right,
so,
therapy
yeah.
rocks. No matter what, your kids are going to feel like you wronged them in some way, and that's okay, as long as you can say that you did everything out of love and
Yes,
you did the best
sure.
you can. So my mom, I know you met her. She's an amazing mom. I feel like I know how to be a mom because of her. You know, I'm sure she shits on us a lot, but she's a wonderful mom.
She did a lot of nice things.
Oh, okay, yeah, she's a wonderful
did.
mom. She's an amazing mom, and I think that she wanted me to not have to struggle with my body, and in doing so, and I guess from being the oldest, I'm such a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of my symptom use came from, was just wanting to control and be perfect. I wanted to be perfect, which is not a thing.
No.
It's so not a thing.
No.
Especially in parenting, just get it out of your head now. It's no such thing.
Yesterday, speaking of not perfect,
Mhm.
I'll sidebar. My daughter was eating oatmeal
Mhm.
and handed it to me. Of course, we did baby-led weaning. Judge away, all you moms be baby.
Somehow, I gave my baby pouches and baby food, and you did baby-led
Now,
weaning, and
hold on
somehow...
a second. You did something different for me, and that's okay.
Somehow, it's
They
okay.
both eat.
They both eat.
They both learned a basic life skill with doing things two different ways.
Yep.
Now, if the end goal is the same, does the journey matter?
Nope.
Oh,
Oh, but
okay.
it matters to your kid, though. So, like, forcing something on your kid that's not for your kid, probably
It
not a
matters.
good idea.
Well, in our baby-led weaning, my daughter was eating oatmeal
Yes.
with blueberries, and she can do a spoon, but she generally prefers a handful, and she put it in her mouth,
Mhm.
and then spit it out of her mouth, and wanted to share.
Baby birded it right to you.
Baby birded it. Instead of throwing it in the garbage, because I was a little hungry and her oatmeal looked pretty good, I ate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, momming is messy, and it's not
Yep.
perfect, and that's okay.
That's
okay.
so true.
Just
Like,
boop, right in the mouth,
Yep.
and it was good. It was good. Shouldn't
oatmeal is like chewed food anyway.
It's,
Like,
true.
the
It's
consistency
baby
of chewed-
birded
yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
It's baby bird by
You're
like
fine.
inception.
Yep.
Okay, so it should have been you.
Mhm.
I feel like, and I know you've shared it with me, but like I want to hear your version of it. When your mom saw It Should Have Been You, she was like literally speechless, and you guys saw like Dawn can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was speechless. Like she was blown away by you portraying this woman who
I think it
was
hit
shit
home.
on for being
Yeah.
plus size.
So if you obviously it's not a very well known show. So
We should talk about that's a
so
good
the
idea,
show
please.
is premised around Jenny, whose sister is getting married, and
Who was played by my wife, Miss Katie.
yes, so Katie and I got to play
Ader-Ferretti.
sisters. So Katie squared, but like a middle school, you're like it's Katie squared.
It's KKJ.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
KKJS. Katie, Jess, Sean.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so she's the maid of honor, and pretty much the mom just says like this could be your wedding if you were thinner, basically, and the whole show is centered around her trying to figure out if she's beautiful and wanting so much validation from her mother to say that she's beautiful, and like finding self-validation to find love ultimately. And I was really excited when I was asked to play this part because it hit home in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It hit home in so many ways. But I think it really hit home for my mom, which I was shocked about because I was treated for an eating disorder. So I was in treatment for a couple months out of my life, and my mom and I really repaired which she had no idea that I had gone through. And
Like you said, silence. Like,
yeah,
allows
it's
for that.
if you have an eating disorder, it is no one's fault. It is no one's fault. It just couldn't possibly be.
Yeah.
But, and you know, my mom was upset for not really knowing, but she's not supposed to know because you take pride in your silence when you use symptoms and whatever. So my mom knows what my struggle with my body has been like, and then in treatment, like a lot of therapy and things where I got to express where I was really coming from and how I found all these symptoms. And you know, self-love's a really hard. It's a really freaking hard
Self-love
journey.
sucks.
Yeah, really
Once
hard
you
journey.
get there, which like no one does. But when you do
But
a
you
little
find a
bit, you're
comfortable
like,
place
this is
with it,
nice.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think, well, originally I would have never treated myself until I got serious with my now husband, and I knew one day I wanted to be a mom, and how could I be a mom if I didn't know how to feed myself? I had no idea
Yeah.
how to eat, and I had no idea how to love my body, and you know, it's a monkey see, monkey do, right? You see your mom picking at herself in the mirror, you're gonna think you should pick at yourself in the mirror, boy, girl, doesn't matter. So anyway, long story longer.
To be continued.
Long story even longer. Yeah, so after the show, my mom, like, I don't even think that she knew how much it affected her, because she had texted me. She didn't even talk to me about it, and she was like, I just want to let you know, like, you're beautiful. Like, and you're, everything about you is beautiful, and I don't want you to ever feel less than because of what you look like. And, you know, it's also bears repeating, like, I don't know if my mom talked about, but both my sisters are very thin.
We didn't talk about that
Yeah,
at all. But
because
like,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It
It's
doesn't
interesting,
matter. But
though,
you know, I have two sisters who are just drop dead stunning, so that always
I mean,
made it hard.
the Hoffman girls are known for being
Well,
a good-looking bunch.
We're all
the three
right.
of you are
We're all
very
right.
pretty, and it's very annoying. Very annoying.
No, but it was hard. Like, you know, I never really shared closets with my sisters, and I never really, you know, did all of that stuff. So, yeah, my body journey was really hard, and playing this part was very cathartic because it replicated a lot of the journey that I had been through. And I think my mom, to see it through a lens of a character and not me, clicked something in her, and I think it was important for her too. And I think she also related to Jenny. I haven't really met many people who didn't relate to
No.
her as feeling inadequate
Yeah.
or feeling less deserving of love because of the way you look, which is ridiculous. right? But yeah, I think that's where it.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Sure.
This just popped.
Sure.
It was a brainstorm.
Sure.
Are there any other roles? And I know you've sort of like been out of the theater scene for a while because we're gonna talk about how sick of a photographer you are in a second.
Thanks.
But like, are there any other roles within like the realm of musical theater or straight shows that you feel represent like a plus size journey in the same way as Jenny did?
No, I think the only other plus size role that gets coveted is Tracy Turnblad, and like, exactly. There's not like, there's no substance. There's no anything, and I think
it's like fat joke after fat joke after fat joke.
Yeah. Which don't get me wrong, like
It's
I
fine.
can shit on myself just as much as the next person.
You'd be a fucking great Tracy. You'd
I
sing
think
the shit out
I think
of
I'm
it.
officially
You're a little
like too old. I think I'm officially.
I know.
Thank you, very sweet, but I think I'm officially
Amber,
like.
I think I'm too old.
I think
now.
like we just
aged out.
missed it.
And by just age out, I mean I'll be 35 this year, and
I just turned
Amber is 16, so I could be her mother. So
Right,
I think it's past.
You'd be
for
great
us.
at that though in a few years.
Miss Baltimore Crabs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Like
Hear that,
evil,
everyone?
like,
Cast
you'd be
me as
great.
Miss Baltimore Crabs in like 10 years.
Because like Michelle Pfeiffer, she could still get it, and she nailed
Michelle
it.
Pfeiffer can absolutely still get
Yes.
it.
Cool writer every day, all day, every day.
What's the one that she's in? What's Gangsta's Paradise from? Coolio's song. She plays
Oh.
a teacher. I don't know. She's super hot.
Oh
Who
yes,
cares?
yes, but I can't think of the
She's
name
good
of
looking.
it.
She's
Someone's
good
gonna
looking.
be like, it's this movie. Like,
Raise your hands.
Yeah,
This
I don't
movie.
know.
Regardless, cast me as Miss Baltimore Crabs.
she'd be so good.
You heard it here. And
Yeah.
come see me. I can't
I'd
wait.
come see you.
Thank you. That's a really nice thing to say. As
I would
a real
you know,
life friend.
Do you know
that
what?
comes to see me to the
Wait,
show.
do you know what the biggest compliment is? I get a babysitter for that.
That is-
Is
yes.
that like the highest praise?
Yes, that is 100%. Yeah,
I
I
get a
could
babysitter
accept
for that.
Sure. We'll
Sure.
date night for you.
I have dated
No
for
problem.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's like a big compliment. I
That's
feel
a
like.
really big compliment. I wish I named the show that. I'd get a babysitter for you.
Yeah, I would get a babysitter for you.
Name change.
I would
No,
say
I like
that's
it.
also another good merch. That's a long
I get
sleeve
a
crew neck
babysitter.
right there.
It's a hat.
I get a babysitter for
She
you.
demanded that if I ever do merch, I have to include baseball hats.
And ski caps in the winter.
I love a beanie.
A
Well,
beanie, yeah.
lesbians love beanies. That's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of my style.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thing.
Being a lesbian. For wearing a beanie. It's kind of my thing, being a lesbian.
Both. Okay.
It's like your membership. Like, here's your beanie. Thank you so much for being
My flannel, my
You're a
beanie.
lesbian of the month club.
They hand you a beer stein, a flannel, a beanie,
And
and, like
a
hoodie.
Home Depot tool belt.
Of course. Well, I can't go anywhere without my tool belt. What if
Right.
I need to fix something?
Right.
I'm a fixer.
I get like a pumpkin spice latte and like a choker.
You get like a really cozy sweater.
And like some press-on nails.
But you're not like a dumbass straight bitch though. Like you're like and we're gonna jump right into
Yeah.
photography. You're like a photography straight bitch.
Yeah.
It's a different variety.
Being an actor, I think, has made me a great photographer. Like, I think it's attributed to a lot of my photography skills.
Why?
Because I love to study people in the like most creepy way possible. In the creepiest way, I love to watch people. Now, I've always been interested in human connection,
Okay.
right? Like genuine human connection, right? Because I think from being a theater person, you're so easy to sniff out bullshit. Like, oh, that interaction wasn't genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find the same thing in photos, right? Especially because it's a frozen moment, right? So if I'm like, that wasn't happening, or they, oh God, they hate each other, or like, you know what I mean? I strive to find like a genuine clicky moment, whether it's like making up stupid bullshit poses and they're looking at you like, you really want me to do this? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's genuine. Do it.
But like, eventually you'll start laughing because of how stupid it is, and I'll get a genuine moment.
What's
Maybe.
like your favorite? And you can name drop if you want. You don't
Sure.
have to. Well, let's do twofold. Who are your favorite subjects you've ever photographed? And the answer does not have to be me and my family. It's fine. That's fine. And subject aside,
Mhm.
what's like the favorite thing you've ever photographed?
So my favorite person to photograph is my son.
I should have been like Jamie aside.
Yeah,
we got
my
it.
son,
Our
obviously,
son is
because-
the cutest baby.
So I get to capture
next
all
to
his
living
like,
on planet. Yeah.
I get to capture all his little. I love when, like, I like to take little dates with my son and my husband. Like, at Christmas time, we went to the Christmas tree farm, and I just did a photo shoot with the two of them, like a father-son thing, and it's just sweet little memories to
Yeah.
have, like his first Christmas season and all of that. It was just really sweet.
And your son and husband are annoyingly photogenic.
Yes. My husband would disagree with you, but I agree that he's super
He really
handsome.
is. Whereas, like, you try to get pictures of my little family, and it is like
But see,
Shrek.
No, but see, I've taken pictures of your family, and they're beautiful.
Okay.
They are. I feel like the pictures I did of your family came out
You
so
did do
good.
so. You really, I mean, they're usually, they're...
No, but like your
cute.
family's very beautiful.
That's, I was fishing for a compliment.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the bait.
Yes, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
That was me
Thank
chomping
you.
the bait.
What is your favorite, I guess, well, I'm going to add another one.
Mhm.
What is your favorite thing you've ever photographed, but then what is your favorite, like, genre? Like, is it moms? Is
Oh.
it families? Is it, you know?
Yeah, well, so I shoot families, couples, newborns, and branding. I do. Those are like the 4 that I
Okay.
do. I love shooting newborn. Oh my gosh, there's nothing like experiencing, like it sounds so cheesy, right? But it feels like such an honor to be in the presence of all the newness, right? Because like it's such a special time.
No, it doesn't sound cheesy.
And like special, it's very stressful and it has all those like, you know, crazy things, but at the same time, like it's so fleeting.
Yeah.
This newborn, like this newness, the squishiness and
The wrinkles.
yeah, the little wrinkles and the smell, like there's nothing like a baby's head, let me tell you. Smell a newborn head.
Our doula said to us, and my doula will be on, which is very
That's
exciting.
awesome.
Which is amazing, because
Yeah.
she is.
That's so many perspectives though too.
She's like to die for you.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna love her. But she said to us before Lily was born, she's like, there's nothing like newborn's breath. She's like, which
Yes.
is bizarre because they've just literally swallowed your insides.
Yep.
And then they breathe on you, and you're like, that's a delicious smell.
I was gonna say something, never mind.
Do it. Fuck it up. Do
What
it.
what I was gonna say is this is gonna discredit me in so many ways.
You've already been discredited
Perfect.
so heavily.
By my mother.
No, by yourself.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say is, you have to love baby's breath, even though they just swallowed all of your insides. Kind of like when someone farts, it smells bad, but when you fart, it doesn't smell as bad because it's yours. I'm not saying my baby's breath smelled like a fart. I'm saying you like your own brand, I guess. Just cut that part out,
And you
you know?
said you love to photograph branding, so that's wonderful. Look at this, a full circle moment.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. So you love to photograph newborns?
Yes,
huh?
I do.
Oh boy.
Boy, we should cut all that out,
No,
huh?
we're gonna leave
I
it.
know you would.
I don't like editing.
I
I'm
know.
too lazy.
Yeah, so, being in, I photograph newborn lifestyle, which is not like the pose, when you know how your newborn's
Right.
superposed. It's going to the family's home and it's capturing like the baby in like, maybe you got some really cute swaddles at your baby shower, or they have an older sibling. It's great to get like the siblings together, and pictures of just mom and baby and partner and baby and sibling and baby and all family together. And to me, I wish I knew about that style of photography when I had my son, because it's so much more genuine than what I have. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the pictures, the newborn pictures I have of my son. I will cherish them forever, but like, there was something, what drew me to it was when they went to take his picture, you have to do it in like the first 2 weeks, right before they're not considered newborn any longer. You want to do it within the 2 week period.
That's the meanest thing of all.
Well, right, they're
It's
newborns
me.
till 3 months, right? So, but like the first 2 weeks is when you really want to capture that
That,
stage.
like, newness,
yeah.
yeah.
So when I went, I felt like physically ill when my son was getting his newborn photos taken, because I felt like, why is someone else touching my kid? Like he should be on touching me,
Yeah.
like, and this style photography allows for that. So if you're a mother like me who really loves skin on skin, and it's not supposed to be super dolled up and be all made up. It's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be like, hey, if you're not leaving your bed at this time, cool, I'll come and take pictures there of you guys all snuggling in bed together. I want you to remember, you know, what it was like
That's
then.
cool.
Because you're so sleep deprived, you're going to forget. You're going to want to
Yeah.
remember at some
I mean, I
point.
told you before we started taping that I could literally fall asleep right here, right now, and
I
I don't
get it.
have a newborn.
Ooh, that's another superpower I gained as a mom. I could fall asleep anytime, anywhere.
I love it.
I could.
I can too, and it
If
it
given
really
the opportunity.
it infuriates my wife
yeah.
because she'll be like, let's watch a movie, and I'm all gung ho.
Yeah.
Absolutely watch a movie, because Lily is now on a 7 o'clock in bed.
Yeah.
Knock wood. So we have plenty of like grown up time.
Yeah.
I don't participate in grown up time. I'm asleep the
Yep.
second the TV comes on.
My parents have been visiting, and they make fun that once it hits 10 p.m., my husband and I are like, see ya tomorrow.
Night night.
Way past my bedtime, gotta go.
Well, we used to hang out real late. We'd
Yeah.
be like, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You guys were here
Yeah.
the other night, you and Sean. They got a babysitter for us. Thank you. adult night.
Real friendship.
Real friendship, thank you. And by probably about 10:30, I saw Sean starting to twitch.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
all 4 of us were.
Yeah.
We were like, thanks for the pizza. We got to go.
This was really fun. You guys, we should do it again.
Well, we
maybe
say that
earlier.
The new definition of friendship is, hey, you guys want to hang out tonight? And you're like, define tonight. And they're like, 4 p.m. We will see you then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Or if they say 8 p.m., like, oh, can't make it. That's way past time for me.
No.
So sorry.
And
4
this whole,
p.m.,
like,
yes.
Zoom culture
Mhm.
right now, you know, with the pandemic.
Yes. I'm unfamiliar. No.
Are you familiar?
Could you clarify?
Do you want me to inform you of what's been going on?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna pass. I don't think everybody would like my opinions.
I do.
Thank you. The like Zoom culture though, like when people are like, we're having a Zoom party for blah blah blah's birthday and it's gonna be at 7:30, and you're like, well, first the fuck all.
I did have one
idiot.
from. I was thrown one for my own
Yes,
birthday.
and I did not attend because
Yes,
I couldn't. But
that's
you
fine.
weren't like, what do you mean? It's on Zoom. What else are you guys doing? You're like,
Oh,
oh, your
no.
kid's sleeping. Of course.
Yeah.
So, but you know, a lot
I
of
don't
people.
ask any of those things. Like,
No.
I don't gauge a friendship based on.
You don't?
No.
See,
I think friendship at its most is you got to be there some of the time.
some of the time.
That's friendship.
I think
When I was
so,
younger,
too.
it was like, if you're not there all the time, you're dead to me.
You better be
No,
texting
that's-
me.
No. Friendship is true friendship. Is
Yeah.
I'm always there if you need me, but please make it some of the time, not all the
And
time.
make it like important.
Right.
Because I do not answer people's texts for weeks at a
Mhm.
time. Weeks at a time. It's
And
like
that's
I
still
look at it
okay.
and I throw my phone across.
Or you
the
answer
room.
it in your head.
Of course. I answered you in my head, I think, last night.
Probably.
And texted you this morning. Which I knew you knew, so it was
Yeah.
fine.
Or like, I know Katie and you are up at 6:30 when I'm up, so I can text you then when my
course.
brain is fresh.
Right.
But not at
Exactly.
6:30
And
p.m.
then the day just sort of like deteriorates. Just
6:30 p.m. is bedtime routine. I can't talk to you then.
no. In
I'm-
fact,
I've-
you had
I've
very high
retired for the
demands.
day.
You said, I can do this today, but I am out.
Gotta get-
at 4:30. So, being that it is 4:17,
Yes.
up, cat's out of the bag. This is not live. We filmed beforehand.
Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna start wrapping us up.
Sure.
Right. So I'm gonna leave us with one question.
Sure.
And that question is, what is something you wish you knew before you became a mom?
Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. If you're
Except for me.
except for you.
Oh.
If I felt so frazzled, you always frazzled as a first-time mom, but the need to be perfect, right? Moms are taught, like, that's some shit that mom says. You need to be able to get dinner ready and get the baby ready and get yourself ready and go to all these things and know everything that's going on with your friends. It's bullshit. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing, and that's okay. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's okay. Talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Always talk to somebody. Again, silence is the enemy here, especially if you're a new mom. If you're feeling feelings of overwhelm, there are things that you could say. Like I saw, to just ramble on, but I saw on a mom post on Instagram, things that you can say. If someone texts you, hey, how you doing? Don't just say fine. Say, hey, I'm really exhausted. Any chance you could come by this week? Or, hey, I'm really exhausted. If you're making extra dinner, I'd really love some. Or accept help.
Yeah.
It's okay to accept help, especially when you're a new mom. Or if you're a new mom with another child and you're trying to balance 2 or more, it's okay to. We're all
You can
superheroes.
wave the white flag.
Yeah,
It's all right.
you're still a super mom. No one's taking your super mom card away. I think you're showing your kids that it's okay to ask for help,
Yeah.
and that's an important lesson. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. Hey, look, mommy's asking for help. It's okay to ask for help when you need it. You don't have to do everything by yourself. So no one knows what they're doing. You're doing a great job. That's my
love it.
big advice.
And can you please let people know your website? Because if they don't
Yeah.
hire you, I'm gonna stop the show.
Don't do it. We have merch coming.
Merch coming. Maybe a book.
A book, yes. I have so many ideas. I'll talk to you about it. That makes my brain go. Okay, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram at Katie Cassin Photography. My website is katiecassinphotography.com. And Facebook, Katie Cassin Photography. Pretty easy.
Well, at Katie Cassin Photography,
Yes.
it is a pleasure.
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
me.
Oh my god, anytime, literally anytime. Thank you for coming. I know
Literally,
it
I'm
was a
over
lot.
here anytime, all the way.
She was just kind of over anyway. I wasn't even gonna interview. I was like, I guess you're a mom.
I was like, hey,
right?
throw on some mascara. I'm going to have you on the...
You did ask. You were like,
Yeah.
am I going to be on video?
Do I need to
have
put
to look like
mascara
a human? And I was like, if I look like a human, you look like
Yeah.
a human. Which
Solidarity.
I barely did. But listen, thank you very much.
Anytime.
And thank you for tuning in to Shit Moms Won't Say. We'll
Follow
see you next
all
week.
of that stuff too.
Well, thank you. And really do it.
Follow
okay?
it.
Good night.
Bye.